What's up? This is Ryan.
Hey, and it's Michael. Welcome to All Day Unpacked, and we are back.
We are back and we've got a lot to cover today because there's a lot going on. What do you want to start with today?
Well, I mean, there's obviously the excitement of a second burn challenge that just popped up. But
Uh-huh.
before we do that, we should probably close out the first burn challenge. So the packs for that got delivered today. There
Yep.
were 171 or two people who completed it, which means that 75 of those folks got a legendary for burning their legendary, and
Right.
the other 90, whatever, five or so, got three dynamic rares in their pack instead. So that happened. It's interesting. The packs that have either three dynamic rares or a legendary and two dynamic rares are selling in the marketplace right now for about $500, which, if you think about it, it's a good value because if you buy, I mean, it's a decent value because
Right.
it's
It's
if
not
you buy
overpriced.
right, if you buy three rare packs, it'll cost you about 330, but your chances of getting a legendary are far lower. If you buy a legendary pack, you're paying almost twice. You're paying like twice the price right now. So, but you're guaranteed a legendary there versus having about a little less than a 50% shot. So,
Got it.
um, yeah. Anyway, it's interesting nonetheless. But
Yes.
uh,
I do have
what
the
I
numbers here of the burns that actually happened from that challenge. I just want to run those down. 172 legendaries were burned,
yeah
3,693 rares, and 11,814 commons were burned. Yes. I like that.
yeah you like that?
I'm a big fan. Yeah, call me Kirk Cousins because I like that. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, like here's the thing. I'll just say this. I didn't participate in challenge number four, but I love challenge number four because again, we're burning moments, scarcity. That's how it happens. So great. I do want to say up front one thing. All day, the uncommons and commons, do not release those. The market is like, I feel like it's recovering a little bit here. I feel like
Yeah.
you're doing the right things. If you drop these commons and uncommons, you're going to kill it. Things are looking good. Do
Yeah.
not kill it.
They
If
will. Don't worry.
they will, I know, but this is what I would say. If you're going to do that, just create a bid for an ultimate. If you need to make money, put out ultimates and just put a bid on it. The highest bidders get it, and you'll make your money back. Like, just do it that way instead of selling these
Yeah.
packs. Don't kill the market, please. You don't flood it.
Well, don't worry, they'll kill it. But shout out to our guy Diamond, by the way,
Yes.
who put together. He's left the Discord just due to I think a ton of the negativity. I don't know why, but if I were him, I'd have left due to all that
Right.
negative bullshit that's going on in there right now. It's a little tough to stomach sometimes. But the you can see here he's got the on the flip side script stuff here. You can see kind of what's put together all the data around the burns, and I got to draw your attention to a certain somebody that got burned right here. Number one, Aaron Rodgers, Series 1,
Wow.
only 39 of those bad boys. That's a big burn. That's a ballsy burn for somebody.
Yeah.
That's
Have
a
we verified that?
that's
Did you?
verified. I mean, this is not. It's got a burn timestamp right here.
I am going
So,
to, and you're saying that is the legendary Aaron Rodgers.
yep, the iconic Series 1. It's not. I don't believe that's his debut, but there's only 30
Oh, okay.
serial
So there was two of
39.
those. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
But still, that's a Series 1 Aaron Rodgers legendary. Is There were way cheaper ways to go than burning that thing. So, I mean, the balls on whoever burned that.
Yeah.
Sir, I hope they gave you a free wheelbarrow to carry those things around in because that you, sir, burned you win the prize for biggest burn right there. I mean,
Okay.
that is
There was one burned. It's a 59 burger. It's not a 39 burger.
sorry, it's number 39 that he burned of
Yes.
the series. So I'm just saying it
Yes.
wasn't like a great serial number.
Do
So
you, do you know how much those are going for right now?
no, how much?
You would be shocked.
I'm gonna get
Eight
$1,000.
under
Really?
8.99.
Eight nine.
You
Still
can,
though,
yeah, no,
he could have bought whoever this is could have bought a $300, you know,
yeah.
whatever.
Oh,
But
absolutely. Let's
maybe
just see.
I'm gonna say it's an ex-Packer fan, maybe a Bears fan who just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I'm looking here at like the most recent transactions, and I don't. You said it was number 39 that got burnt.
yep,
I'm trying to see if I can track that puppy down.
like see when it was purchased for what?
Yeah. Now, maybe it was in a trade or something like that.
Maybe, but man, I'm
This looks,
telling you, that's a
maybe they got it in a pack.
yeah, could be for sure. But I would assume it is because I would say
Yeah, it was
you
gotten in a
prob
pack.
yeah, you probably wouldn't buy that thing and then burn it and pay a ton of money for it. But still,
That is
that's a
somebody,
hell of a that's a ballsy burn. I
you know
don't
what
care.
that is?
Like
That's somebody who does not believe in the product. That is somebody who said, I'm done with this shit.
yeah, to me that's someone who's really gambling. Like just like I don't give a shit. Like maybe that was the only legendary they had. I don't know,
Yeah, I
but
didn't think Honey Badger was on here, but I guess he is because he didn't give a shit. Just burnt
yeah,
that one right up.
he sure did. I mean, I'm looking through right now and I'm seeing like I'm just trying to find something that's even close to the balls of burning that thing. But I
Yeah,
mean, you see a lot of dynamic legendaries got burned of like the lower guys. Like Kadarius Toney, Shaquille Leonard, a
sure.
bunch of Darnell Wright and Darnell Mooney's got burnt.
Yeah, and those
You
make
know,
sense.
Nick
But
Chubb. That one makes sense. And Nick
yeah,
Chubb because
yeah,
he's got that's a hell. Even if you're gonna burn an Aaron Rodgers, burn the Aaron Rodgers legendary. Of the dynamic because it's garbage. There's nothing to it. So,
sure,
but
sure.
anyway, yeah. So it's
Yeah,
interesting. It's always interesting to see what people burn.
yeah. And a lot of credit to Diamond here. He does a lot of great things for the community. I think he's an underappreciated person. So, you know, much respect. And, I like the stuff that he does. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he's doing for everybody. He's always posting crap, and it's always good stuff. It's not like
Yeah,
he's just posting bullshit. It's always informative. So it's good to have people like that in the community. So a lot of respect and a lot of love from us.
absolutely. Yeah, he's definitely brought a lot of value to the community. So sorry that
Yeah,
he's taking a break, but I'm sure that it's well needed. So
right
all
on.
right. So
So
let's talk next burn playbook. I'm going to pull that up for us here.
yes.
So here we go. This is special burn playbook number 2. There
Oh, I thought it
are
was number 5 or whatever.
no special burn playbook 2.
Ooh, I might have
Um,
I might have tweeted that wrong. I thought it was challenge. Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was burn challenge 5. So
you
if
know what? That might be the name of it in the playbook, but
I sure
either
hope
way.
it is because then I'm going to look like a douchebag on my tweet. But anyway,
Well, I mean,
I was excited.
everybody
Here's the
knows you
thing.
for what you are now.
Yes, yeah, Matthew. Um, I I just want to
You
say
got a
this.
burn challenge there. Yeah.
This burn challenge is by far my favorite burn challenge, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the number of commons that you have to burn in this, we tallied it up. Now I'm going on your mathy, not my mathy.
This is my mathy, so this is actually reliable math, hopefully.
Yes, so 62 commons need to be burnt in this challenge and 9 rares, or you can burn a legendary. I fucking love this shit. And I'm going to tell you that we need to do this. It's like even if you don't want the prize, burn some commons, god damn it. It's like if you want some scarcity in this product, now's your chance. Like these $1 moments, just listen, you've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on these moments. We got to burn some of this shit up. Now, do not release the commons and the uncommons. But if we can start burning up some of the supply, like again, this is our chance for scarcity. As collectors, when we start to see some of these guys go away, if people ever get into the product, we're going to be the ones holding the cards. So again, it's good to like, hey, some of these moments we picked up for $1, for $2, I've been buying them like nobody's business. I can burn the hell out of them. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
It's time. Like, let's burn them up, people. Burn them
Yeah,
up.
I
Take
mean,
advantage of this challenge.
this is in was it 2 episodes ago we literally talked about we talked about burning hundreds of commons for an ultimate, but this is pretty close, right? This is
This is
burning
great.
a bunch of
Hey,
commons and a rare. So just real quick, we'll run down the prizes. The top dog prize being here, this 5 moment pack where you're getting 3 commons back no matter what, and you're getting a dynamic rare no matter what. And then you're either getting another dynamic rare or you're going to get a dynamic legendary. This time there's only 30 dynamic legendaries in these packs, not 75 like before. what I think
Right.
is really interesting about this is that there's a lot less, and I feel like, I mean, it feels like more people will complete this, or well, sorry, it feels like more people could complete this,
Right.
but probably won't due to the lower prize count. But I wouldn't be
Possibly.
surprised if we don't see a lot of people like complete, like again, here, I'm just burning commons. To get this, to get to 20 yards, you got to burn one rare. To get to 30 yards, you burn one more rare. And then to get to 60 yards, you have to burn two more rares. So
Got it.
I kind of see this 50-yard. I think a lot of people are going to get to 50 yards because it's only a few, rares you have to burn. And you're
Right.
guaranteed a dynamic rare in this 50-yard pack. And you're also guaranteed, in these two packs, you're guaranteed a series 2 rare. So
Right.
if you're burning some floor rares, you'll probably get
Yeah.
some floor rares back, but not a complete loss. I mean, it's a similar kind of reward here, but you will get one guaranteed dynamic rare, which could be,
Right.
again, a really valuable one, or it could be, Buda Baker. So
Right. It could be, but I mean, here's the thing. How many dollar moments are there right now? This
none.
yeah, exactly. So again,
Yeah.
when we do shit like this, the dollar moments go away. And again, it's just it just makes sense. It's just like, let's burn some of these excess ones up. And I keep stressing this. Do not release the new commons and the uncommons, because we'll just go right back to where we started.
I know, but
You
here's the thing.
cannot release them. No,
I hear you, but
cannot.
what about
No.
Nakula? What about Achan? What about like all these?
How
There's
hard
this
is it to create a draw it up? I mean, they've got 18 weeks.
I
There's
get
only,
it. I
I mean,
get it.
okay, Nakua,
But
who else? Eight, like the guy from the
Achan,
Dolphin?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's Achan.
Two.
Yep.
Okay, there's 2 weeks.
I mean, there's other players too that are having
Yeah,
decent seasons.
maybe
I'm
like
not
10, maybe 10.
How about like David
That don't,
Montgomery? David Montgomery's already got 5 touchdowns this year. Doesn't have a
how many
moment
moments
this
does he
year.
have?
None this
He
year.
has, no, but he's got moments.
Yeah, he's got 2 commons.
So what?
Right. So
Then
I'm just saying, you don't think he deserves you don't think that his 3 touchdown performance against the Packers deserves a rare?
So, I mean, again, so then, I mean, couldn't they just release, like, as these guys do well, couldn't they just say, okay, David Montgomery's doing well, let's put out a dynamic rare for him, and,
Though they can't put out dynamic rares because they're capped at 5, right? And they've already picked their 5, I believe. So what they're gonna
okay,
have to, but what they can do is they can put out a rare of him and just cap it at 300, like maybe so again,
or they could say fuck the rules and make another dynamic rare. I mean, why not?
I don't, because I just don't think it's a why. Like, people will get very upset if they break
Okay, well,
the
then, okay,
rules.
let's just, like, let's say they put out like a 5,000 series common, just like old school
Why not?
common.
No, I'm just saying, put out a 3. Look, he's already got 2 commons. Put out a 300 rare of David Montgomery. That's not going to
Isn't
flood
that breaking the
market.
rules?
No, players can have. It's not a dynamic rare. It's just a regular rare. Players can
Oh, you're
have
saying a
2
regular
rares.
rare.
Yeah, regular rare. Players can have 2 rares per season,
Sure.
and even players with a dynamic rare can have a second rare this season, like in the
Okay,
playoffs.
got it. So you're saying a non-dynamic rare of these guys? Yeah,
Of some
Yeah.
of these guys. I mean, I'm just saying, if they've had great performances, right? Like, I
Do
mean,
it.
it's just some of these players are going to warrant like performance,
But
things like that.
there's so few of them that it's. I mean, again,
I
you can
don't
have a special. Right? Yeah, I know.
We
I know.
don't
I'm
know
preaching
how
to the
many
choir.
they're going to make of who and what and this and that. Like, what I'm saying is like, don't, like you're saying, just don't release anything, and I'm saying, look,
No, I'm saying
you
I'm
are
not saying
very-
that. I'm saying do not release like they've got a plethora of uncommon. They're trying like the idea, from my understanding, is that they're going to release a bunch of commons that people
Right.
are just going to anybody they can just give them out. Do not do that.
Well,
And then as far
why-
as the uncommons, if they release every single player again as an uncommon, or a bunch of them, a bunch of the major players, they are going to absolutely destroy the market.
I don't think that, like, look here, if they're smart, and and we don't know, but I don't think they're going to release, like, I think, like, let's take the commons out of it, because that's just a bad
Commons are
idea.
what I'm talking about.
Well,
Oh, you're
okay.
talking. Okay. You're
I'm
talking about
saying
like the cheap ones.
I'm talking about the uncommons and the rares. So I'm just saying that like if you buy a pack,
Yep.
so if you buy a pack, it's gonna have some uncommons and rares in it. I'm saying do a small mint. Do just make it really scarce. Like make packs,
Then they're
slap
not
some.
commons.
I'm not talking about the commons right now. I'm
I
talking
know.
about the
Fine.
uncommons
Okay,
and the
fine.
rares.
The uncommons, like you can't like they have guys that have 300 and they don't even have all of them out and they're going down to 20 some bucks already.
I understand. And I'm just
You
saying
cannot release something that has like a 5,000 count. Those days are
there's
over.
no 5,000 count.
Okay, even
Uncommons are
1,500.
1,500.
Even
Yeah.
1,500. That's too many.
Not for
That's
H, no,
too many.
not for Nakua, not for HN. I disagree.
I disagree. Like maybe okay, maybe if you do like a draw it up and put it out and like let the contest dictate how many there are.
Yeah,
It's like the
I mean,
Cleveland
I
Browns
hear what you're saying,
debut.
but there's going to
The,
have to be these uncommon moments. So I would make it,
no,
look,
there
you've
doesn't have
got,
to be. There doesn't have to
there,
be.
well, there
I don't
does.
care
They've
what they
committed
said.
to it.
There doesn't have to be. They're like
Well,
just because they said they were going to do it, they could retract it to save the product. They,
yeah,
you don't
they're
do.
not going to do that though. It's just not, I think that's unrealistic of you to think that's going to happen. And maybe,
I think
look, happy to be
if
wrong, but I just don't see that
I
happening.
don't know if they said how many they're going to release, but again, like okay, if they took like these 10 guys that you're talking about, like these new
Yeah.
guys, and they
Yep.
did a release of just those 10 guys as the uncommons, and there
Yes.
was 1,500 of just those guys. That's it. Not like
That's what
not
I'm
another
saying.
Trevor Lawrence, not another Josh Allen.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. If they had like maybe like 20 guys and they did a
Yes.
release of those and
Yeah. Some of the
1,500 apiece.
rookies that didn't, some of the guys that don't have moments yet,
Right.
like that kind of stuff. Like
I
players that haven't had the representation yet. So,
Sure, but it's got to be. But again, it's like why not save that for a draw it up contest? I feel like that
I,
would be like again, you want to get people like interacting with the product. It's like
yeah,
I,
I
I
think
feel
just
like a
people want to see what. So, yeah. So here's the thing. Maybe they could do a draw it up and just do like a few weeks of draw it ups and, crafting challenges for maybe they're waiting to see how these players pan out, right? Like, because here's the
yeah.
thing Cooper Cup's back this week. Nakua may drop off the face of the earth because he's just been filling in Cooper Cup's role, and now that Cooper Cup's back, he's going to be like, "Thank you very much. Go have a seat." Like Nakua's production should probably drop in half with Cup back because
Possibly.
Stafford's going to go like, "There's look, I like Nakua. I think
Got
he's a
it. Got it.
talented guy,
Right.
but
I get what you're saying.
yeah." So but the point being that it's just yeah, we'll see what happens. They got a lot to sort out with this whole like the common thing is to me the disaster. Like that the commons where there's no
Yeah.
limit of how many they're going to make. But what I'll say though is that knowing that they're meant to match demand, I don't think we're going to see the problem we saw like before. What we're talking about is there's 10,000 Series 2 Tony Pollards out there. Well, there's not demand for that, right? The
Correct.
demand for these moments is going to be they're going to be sold in team packs. So you're not going to, like if you want, like what you're going to see is like people go buy their teams, and then if there's like a Mahomes common, then yeah, everybody's going to go buy a Chiefs pack to get a Mahomes
Hmm.
common and get a Kelsey, and then whoever
But
else.
what do you need another like again? That's I mean, and they're probably going to do it. But again, what do you need another Mahomes for? I mean, it's just like
Because
why?
he's the most because he's the guy.
What do you need another Kelsey for? What do you need another?
Because
I
who
mean,
can
like
afford right now? Like, look, because right now, if you want to buy a this year Kelsey or this year Mahomes that's got moments that happen this year, you can't do it for under $100. So if I love Patrick Mahomes, but I can't spend $100, or honestly, Mahomes, you can't even get this year Mahomes for less than $300 or
okay,
whatever.
but
It's like
it's
two
what do you
something.
need a this year's Mahomes for?
Because, dude, why did when you collected football cards as a kid, you didn't stop because you got, like when you got, your Jerry Rice rookie card,
Okay,
you didn't
yeah.
stop and never get his next year's card. You weren't like, I don't need that one. I'm done.
They don't have the demand for that though, dude. That's just the
I
thing. They
know
don't.
they don't, but there's
you can say that you have to release these, but you can't because there's not the demand there.
again, I'm not
They
worried
just
about like here's the thing with comments. If the demand's not there, then no one's gonna
for the
buy them. Then there'll be none of them.
right. The commons are out as far as we're both concerned. We're talking uncommons here.
Sure.
So if I say commons, I mean uncommons.
Okay.
The other ones are
Well,
out.
when I hear commons, I think commons, so you're confusing me,
Right.
but that's all right.
Right. I guess
Okay.
the uncommons, we don't need another Patrick Mahomes. Now, maybe like, I
I
mean,
didn't say it there to be. I'm not talking about Patrick Mahomes uncommon. I was saying there is going to be a Patrick Mahomes common, like these commons that you can get and build and like do
right, but
whatever
we're
with.
saying those are out. So
What do you
let's
mean we're
just
saying those are out? We're just removing those from the conversation.
remove those from the conversation because we
Okay.
both think those are shit.
I don't. I They may be shit, but they're not going to be a problem because if they're like the price of them is should be like if you buy them, you're not buying them to flip because you can't. They're not rare. Like you can't like anybody who buys those moments is buying them to do something with them because you're not going to flip them because it's not like there's if you buy one if you buy any of those common moments. Let's say you buy a Bijan Robinson common,
Right,
right?
right. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I got Bijan. I'm gonna sell it for $100. I'm
No,
just gonna
I
go
mean, I
buy an
understand.
Atlanta Falcons pack for whatever $10 and get my
What's
own Bijan Robinson.
again? It devalues the whole damn thing. What's the
It
point
doesn't
of
devalue
those?
anything because
Yes,
it's
it
not
does.
how.
Because it's like when people like just the way their minds work. When you see a
Mhm.
bunch of moments that are a dollar, then the other ones become worthless too. Like
The other ones are worthless because they don't. No, no. See, so this is where I
that's why
disagree.
Tony Pollard becomes worth a dollar.
You know why Tony Pollard's worth $1 because people are looking at these moments and they're saying, "What? Like, why should I hang on to Tony Pollard common? What is it doing for my collection?"
Okay. And what I'll say is this is that maybe they're going to work more into the collection aspect of it, but what I'm saying is that right now I feel like All Day's got a hold of like the shirt of like the like all the moments. They've got it in their grasp now. They've got it where they can actually try to manipulate. Like they're burning up a bunch of these moments. They're getting control of the obnoxious amount. They're going to get thousands and thousands of moments burnt here or a bunch of legendaries. They're
Yeah.
overproducing moments. They got to get it down so it's under control because again, if you just keep throwing a bunch of new
I
moments out
Okay.
there,
So
it's going to ruin
again,
it.
I don't. This is what I don't understand. What you don't understand. It's like, okay, I hear you, but
Yeah.
how are these new commons going to be overproduced when they don't? They're not being produced. The only way they get
What do you
produced
mean?
is if you. They're not making a certain number of those commons. The
They're
commons
going to
are
give them out. They're going to give
no,
them away.
there's zero. They're not giving them away. They're not doing anything. There's zero commons. And when you show up, if you want those commons, you pay for them and then you get them. That's it. Like
Yeah.
that's how it works. So why am I going to buy what like so the look here
So what's the point of them?
so that people for the kids. It's for the kids.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's an entry point for people who don't for people who have $20 in their pocket who want to get into this product. That's what it's for.
It's a dumb
I'm
fucking
a
idea. Sorry.
well, this is crazy because you're the person that sat there and said, literally, go back and rewatch the episodes where you were asking for cheap moments for the kids to get involved because you felt like that was the avenue to get them to get more
Here's the
people.
thing. I never said cheap moments for kids. I just said get the kids involved.
And where do you think the kids are going to get
The kids
three
can go
hundred
there
dollars
and
for a dynamic rare?
they don't need a dynamic rare.
That's
What I'm saying is that
okay.
you need somebody to come in and scrape up the bottom of the barrel
No
of the
one
moments.
wants fucking Tony Pollard Series 2. That's the point. Like
You can
that's
get
what
a
you're
Patrick
missing.
Mahomes for $12.
Yeah, $12 is a lot more than two. That no one
That's the
no
best
one,
player in the
no,
NFL.
no one is complaining about the $12, right? It's the $1 and the $2. If
Right.
you want to know, like, look,
You can get
the
a
reason that
Garrett
there's $1
Wilson
and $2
rookie.
moments is that no one has anything to do with them. Like they're like people want something to do with their collection. So I want to feel like if I have the base set of Series 1, it needs to do something for me. If you want to
So then
make
talk to All Day.
dude, we are talking all day. We're talking to all
Yeah.
day's fans. People are saying, people talking
So
to
then
Discord.
they need to do
There's-
something with the
Yeah,
collection. They need to
it's up and down in the fucking. If you go on the Discord and you look at the, like the feedback and suggestions,
sure.
people have left and right said, hey, you know what should be like something that's like a gate, do something gatekeeping where if you own base series 1, you get
Yeah.
X. If you own base series 2, you get Y.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you own
Agreed.
the chains, you get
Yeah.
right. So there's your problem. If you want to make look, supply is not the issue. The issue is that there is no reason people don't. Terrence Marshall Jr. No one has I mean, Tony Pollard at least is relevant in fantasy, but Terrence Marshall Jr. Who gives a shit? Like, no one has any reason, unless you're a diehard Panthers fan or you're Terrence's mom, there is no reason to own that moment. Like that, it's
For
like
a set.
right, but that's just it. We are not giving like there's
How are we
no
getting the sets here? Like, I mean, I thought we were talking about the commons and uncommons, but now we've moved to like, and then we talked
no,
about
we're
the
talking. You're
kids.
talking about the $1 and $2 moments, and you're saying like you're talking about how they need to be dried up, and I'm saying like what
Yeah,
will
they need to be
dry them
dried up.
up? Yeah, but what dries them up aside from
A
burn
burn
challenges?
challenge, like burn challenge number 2 or number 5 or whatever you want to call it. Terrence Marshall Jr., if he stays at $2, people buy it and burn it up.
I
That's
understand.
and you exchange those for dynamics and you keep the supply low.
I get it, but if you look right now,
So
if
so
let's just say the number, look at Terrence Marshall Jr. right now. There's 6,000 to start with.
yeah,
There's over 12, there's almost 1,300 of this individual burned, which
yeah,
means that there is only that for the base set of Series 2, only 4,700 people in the
awesome,
world could
awesome,
complete it. Right. So
awesome.
what I'm saying is make it relevant to have the base set of Series 2 complete.
No,
And Terrence Marshall Jr., he won't be $2 anymore
listen,
because everybody's going to hold on to one to make the base set.
listen. The whole thing is that I think what you have to do is you have to reward the people that were there at the beginning. Imagine we're in season 5.
Yeah.
Maybe you give people that have base set number 1, maybe you give them a little bit more of like a, hey, if you've got base set number 1, then you get 30 yards instead of 10 yards. You give them more rewards. If people weren't here buying it now, then
Dude,
tough.
that's
You can't go back and get it.
point.
It's tough.
That's my whole point. My whole point is that if they would look, you can burn up all the moments you want, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if there's we don't want to burn all 6,000 of Terrence Marshall.
Why
We want
not?
to get to like because there should be a value in holding the collection.
Yes,
Otherwise, it's just all you're doing is burning. Look, all you're doing is burning
you
the
shouldn't
stuff
burn
you
every
spent
last one of them. Listen, if you're there to collect, like, Peyton Hendershot is a great example. How many
yeah,
Peyton Hendershots are left and how much is it worth?
1,300. It's worth
Right.
15,
And the whole
19,
thing is that when
whatever
you
it
get
was.
to a certain point and there's only so many left, the value starts to go up. And Peyton Hendershot, even in a bad market, still stays up because it's hit a threshold where the demand is high enough for him.
That is my whole point, dude. My
Then
point
we're
is if you
agreeing.
gave people a reason to have a base set,
What's the reason to have a Peyton Hendershot?
because if you ever want to complete move the chains or
But
not move
what's
whatever the
right? If yeah, but if you wanted to, but again, you're saying that there's no advantage to completing the sets. So again, there's a certain like really what Peyton
do you
Hendershot
have any
indicates.
complete sets? Do you have any complete sets right
Hang
now?
on, Peyton Hendershot indicates the amount of people that are collecting. Like that, like there's a certain level of people that you know are collecting because they've all got Peyton Hendershots,
Yep.
and it keeps the value up. So going back to your
Yes.
question, what's your question?
And so okay, exactly. Peyton
This is going to be a
Hendershot.
long episode, by the
Well,
way.
yeah, people are just going to have to either fast forward or fuck off. So here's the thing. Peyton Hendershot is the number of people who will collect a moment without any payoff. Like people who are holding up,
Yeah.
people are holding on to Peyton Hendershot, and there has been no challenge, to my knowledge,
Yeah.
that has had a gate kept version of that series. Like you haven't ever had to own that series to
Right,
get you
right.
anything. So
Great.
that just tells you right there that those people will own that moment. What I'm
Yes.
saying is that if you would give Series 2 base set a reason, if you would just like once a year have it get you entry into something,
Yeah.
everybody would hold on to an entire base 2
Yeah.
series set. And then Terrence Marshall would be $5 is my
Possibly
point. Because
again,
because there's like right now, when you look at these challenges, 3 or 4,000 people complete these. These base moments are $2 a pop.
so
Like
then your
it
argument
doesn't
I feel like your argument's very simple. You need to be shouting from the rooftop, start using Series 2 and incorporate it
not
as,
just
as
series 2,
complete.
all of the series. Gatekeep the fuck out of everything. Like
Then say
like,
that.
I
But
do
again,
I am
but
saying
I'm saying the uncommons and commons, going back to that, that's where we started. I feel like that's just going to throw more shit at the wall. It's just going to be like somebody just coming in and taking a dump on the whole thing and just saying, here's a bunch of more
If
moments.
they look, first of all, the commons don't. There's no. Okay, the commons are completely separate because they
Right.
aren't. There's
Get
no
those out.
limit to
Okay.
those. So
Uncommons.
I it just can't even. That's a separate conversation.
The
So let's
uncommons, as
talk.
long as they keep them limited.
Yes, and that's what I've been.
We
If
agree.
you,
We
this
agree.
is on video. Go back and listen. I said the whole time, just
Right.
a limited set of a few people.
Yes.
Keep it a
Yes.
small, like small packs. Like it should be a release where,
Yes.
like it shouldn't be a release where I can get back in line and buy the pack 7 times. It should be a
Correct.
release that comes out and people are like, "Fuck, I did not get that pack, and I really
Right.
want this guy. I really want Nakua," and like push up the value. Like
Yeah.
that's what it should be.
Right. I mean, I would love to see packs. I would love to see 10,000 packs, and maybe you only get 2 moments, but it's got like really good guys in it. You
Right,
know,
exactly. Now,
like people
so
want these
great.
people.
It-
Great. We're
so
set
great.
on this.
We're on the same page now. So okay, let's take that and set it aside. Now, for the people who don't want to pay, the people are going to say, "Well, now the price is all ramped up, and I can't get the people who I want." Great, I got just the product for you. Here come the comments. Any player you want, like not any player you want, but like the top 5 or 10 or whatever they decide, players from your team are in these packs. Here they are. They're cheap, and guess
but
what?
that's a
You can
big
mince them until your
if.
heart's content.
How about we talk about that in season 4 when everybody comes and the prices go up?
When is it? Everybody comes. What
Well, no,
magic
you're
is
saying
happening?
you're saying that when prices start to go up, and when everybody comes and buys these moments, and you can't get these moments for cheap. How about we have that conversation when that happens?
Oh, that may never happen
Right. So why release these?
because
for
they're
these
trying
people.
to bring. Because how do you get new people into the product? You have to try new things. That's what
They're
they're trying.
not getting new people. They're not.
Dude, we don't. First of all, we don't know their strategy, right?
Let
Like,
me
there was a
let
top,
me
like,
tell you. Let me
all
tell you
right,
what they
you
should
tell
do.
me.
A referral program where
They
like
tried that.
no, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
What did they do?
They had a referral program where you could earn packs. It was last year.
Okay. I think that's the best bet. The best way to do it is to get people like us to reach out to people and get people because
Okay.
they
First
are
of
not
all,
doing a good job.
Yeah, I hear you.
Or they
But
need to team up with like Tops or like one of these card companies and do like I could see like you're talking about the commons, not the uncommons. Going back to the commons, if they did like a small series of cards that were like NFL like if Tops did a release, Tops isn't even a brand, but like say Don Ross or Score or something like that
Sure.
did a release of like
you're
20
you're just showing your age now. But keep going.
20 cards
You want to get
and like
some Fleer cards?
maybe sports flicks, I don't know.
Yeah.
But so like 20 cards and like they're a card and an NFT and just do like a whatever the brand name, do like a small sub series of that.
Yeah.
And that way
Yeah.
people who
There's a
like
great-
that's
yeah.
how you get people involved.
Yes, and look.
But
So
again,
their whole
not
idea,
these large
listen,
numbers.
The whole idea of this commons came from, we've talked about this before, is they wanted to make it so that when you walked into the Rams home game, they could give you like a code. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem though, man. It's like if you
Dude,
start
look, you don't buy the commons for their value. These new commons, no one's buying them for their value.
okay.
That's not their purpose. Their purpose is to just say, like, I've got so and so.
Then make them
like
free.
fantasy.
Then make them all free.
They're basically doing that. They're
Then
making
they shouldn't be able to be sold.
Oh God! All right. Anyway, let's
move on.
move this conversation forward. I think we have
Yeah.
probably lost all of our viewers by now.
Yeah.
So, congratulations if you've stayed with us.
Through the bickering.
Hit me up and I will send you when those commons come out. I'm going to send you a free one.
All right. So just recapping here very quickly.
Yeah.
The new burn challenge, we're on the same page. We both love it.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Got
like any
that.
burn challenge. I think burn
Right.
challenges are great. Yeah.
Right. I'll be curious to see the numbers. That'll be great. Diamond.
Yep.
Great guy. We love him. Okay.
We love Diamond.
Yes.
So we can agree on something. See, it's not. We don't always argue.
Yeah. Here's one thing I do want to say, if you can put us back to full screen here, is that
Yeah.
I feel
Let-
I just remembered. I want to say to all day, okay, here's what I want to say. Commons, uncommons, I've had that conversation. But what I want to say is if you made it this far, you're doing a great fucking job. Like these last two burn challenges, like you're getting on Twitter, you're talking to people. You're doing whatever you're doing right now. This is like the best I've seen in quite some time. So we're headed in the right direction. I see the market was crumbling. We were going into like dollar moments everywhere, and you've managed to kind of pull us back out. Great job. So I just want to give some credit because I do a lot of like, oh, they suck. They're doing,
Yeah.
playbooks stinks, this and
Yeah.
that. Good
Yeah.
fucking job.
Yeah.
Good fucking job. Chuck the intern. You've done something right in your life.
Yeah.
Something happened.
I think Chuck's watching the show, honestly. I think Chuck's watched the show. He's
I don't
stealing our
know.
ideas, and that's okay. We told Chuck he could steal our ideas. We're
Yes.
giving them for free. So just keep taking our ideas, Chuck, and keep running with them. Like, it's all good. We don't even
Hmm.
ask for money, man. We just want you to make the product that we love better because, like, this is like our sweet spot, man. It's like collecting football and NFTs. It's like,
There you go.
so just Chuck, slide into
Right.
our DMs, hit us up. We'll feed you like a baby bird, okay? We'll just keep giving it to you here.
All right. So I've got one other note just about scarcity. I think
Yep.
that by doing these burn challenges, everybody wants scarcity. I think more scarcity comes out of these burn challenges. So I'm really curious to see what the common number is going to be for total number of burns after this challenge. Now, maybe everybody will go out and burn legendaries. I highly recommend we go out and burn some commons. Even if it takes you a long time, go out and burn the commons. Come on, motherfuckers. Like, go out there
Yeah.
and burn those. Like, this is our big chance to, like, show all day. If we want scarcity, come on.
So there was a burn challenge last year that involved legendary quarterbacks,
Yeah,
and I can't remember, who or what was involved. So we're gonna have to wait for hopefully for Diamond to redo the burn playbook for the new one.
sure.
Um, but just looking at the marketplace right now, you can't get a legendary quarterback for it was, there was a couple of guys that were down in the 300s. Doug
Okay.
Williams came to mind, but Doug Williams now is at $400 and he's got 4 moments burned.
Okay.
So, like you're seeing like there's 4 of him burn. There's 9 Kyler Murrays, but I feel like I feel like a lot of those might have been last year.
Okay.
Davis Mills, who was down at like 260
Sure.
at one point, he's up to 450. He's got 4 burned. Um, 15 people have completed the challenge. I don't know how many have done the quarterback burn versus the traditional burn all the other moments, but
Right. And I
uh,
hope it's easy to burn these. Like, I do hope, I haven't seen that part yet, but I hope they've made it easy just to select 30 some moments at once instead of going in and like filtering them one by one. That would
yeah,
be that would be tough to swallow. That's maybe why people are burning legendaries too. I don't know.
could be. I mean, I'm looking at Diamond's dashboard here and I don't see the new one yet, but
Okay. I'm sure he'll do his thing. And if he
oh,
doesn't,
yeah.
more
Well,
power
if
to
he
him.
doesn't, maybe we have to figure out how to. I mean, it's all right here, right? You just have to learn how to do this. It's just like it's a little dashboard. So, you know what? We're just gonna support Diamond and say that we're happy you do it. But
Yeah, very much so.
yeah, for sure.
Okay. What else do we got to cover?
That was, let's see here. I
The only
think
thing, the collecting by teams, we really haven't talked about that.
that's true. Let me see if see if I can pull. Yeah, let's get that going here. Hold on, let me
Okay.
share that up.
Well, I mean, basically, I think what it is they've got that interface now where you can kind of see who you're collecting, what team they're on, and I mean, it's a nice little interface they got going on there. I like it a lot. Uh, I think they're still kind of updating like photos of players and stuff, but you can go on and see a Stefan Diggs. Like I've got him, and you can go year by year. I find it to be a great interface. I like it a lot. I'm hoping that this kind of means that they're going to be doing some more team driven stuff. Uh, I don't know if that actually means that, but I'm hoping so. Thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
so I just pulled it up here real quick.
Sure.
Um,
What do we got? The
I
Chiefs
mean,
here? What year?
yeah, we'll go with the Chiefs. Why not, right? They're the champs. So, you
2022?
yeah, so you can go in and you can go by season, you can go by team. you can get, so you go to your team collections here. 2023 is not available yet, but 21, 22, and
Sure.
historical are, which is kind of cool so that you can see, and like, for instance, I can track, my progress and see like how many of the Buffalo Bills, how many of the Panthers, how many of the
Right.
Falcons, et cetera, that I have. So, um, it's a new way. I've seen mixed reviews. Some people like it. Some people think it's got some potential. Some people think it's an absolute waste.
I don't think it's
You
a
know,
waste. No, I think it.
I don't either. But
No.
again, there's so much negativity
Yeah,
right now
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
on the product
Fuck
and in
those
the
people.
Discord.
Whatever.
I know it's
It's like,
if I
I
if
mean,
I hate it, I'll just say this: if I hated something that much, I would not spend my time in a Discord channel dedicated to that product, just sitting there shitting on it all day. To me, that just shows that like either you're an attention whore or you secretly love it and just can't help yourself. But
right.
um, that being said, you can come in here and I can look at my Jaguar collection, and it's cool though. It's like I do like how it's like broken out by like I can go to commons, and
Sure.
then it will pull up this, and then I can go out and I can buy the ones that I need, and I can see right here. I mean, look at this. Every Jacksonville Commons $2.
I love it, man.
What excuse do you not? I mean, like seriously, it's like if you ever wanted to collect the base set or complete some of these common sets, man,
Now,
I'm telling
do
you
it
right now,
now.
do it
Yeah.
now. Yeah, exactly. Get out there and just do it.
Right. And they
Um,
should reward that again. But I'll say this when they start burning up, they keep doing challenges with 35 moments, 62 moments, whatever, common moments. It's like that's going to create it where it's like all of a sudden it's going to be harder and harder to get these guys. So it's like that's where the collectors, like, like some of these guys I've got like 15 of, and it's like
yeah.
at some point there's going to hit a threshold and they're going to be worth something.
Yeah, agreed. And it's at the end of the day, it's there will there will come a time where hopefully these commons will be again worth something a little bit more in the sense of there is a set number of them, right?
Correct.
There was a limit to their mint, and the ones that were over minted are being course corrected throughout all these challenges. Like they're getting
Right.
burned up. So
Right. Right.
it's we'll get there eventually. It may come down to when it's just me and you, and
Yeah.
every,
And maybe
every other
girl
common's
dad. I don't
burned.
know. Maybe
Hey,
girl
well,
dad's left.
yeah, girl, girl dad will be there buying him. Girl dad and lumberjack will be buying them for $1, selling them to us for 2, so we can complete our sets and
Right.
do the challenges. So
Here's the
it's just
thing. Yeah. I
that'll
mean,
keep the economy churning.
I hope for those guys' sake that they have an account where they're keeping some of these. Because I mean, again, it's like I understand the flipping. I get why they're doing it. I don't necessarily like it, but I
Yeah,
get it. But it's like I hope they're collecting them because if this ever does take off and these guys are just flipping them, they're gonna kick themselves down the road for not like buying like $2, $1
I
moments.
don't think they care. I think they're just in it to try to make a quick buck and
Sure,
like and that's fine. That's
maybe.
look, whatever. We've looked into it and such. We thought at first it was a bot with like lumberjack and shit, and turns out lumberjack just has a super fast connection and happens to be close to a trunk probably, and just knows a little strategy for getting moments a little faster than everybody else, and that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? There's going to be somebody who's got that fast internet, and that's the guy that does. And so, you know
That's the
what?
way she goes, boys.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If people really like wanted to stop that, they just stop buying from them. Like it's pretty
Yeah,
simple. Just
yeah,
don't buy from them. And then
yeah,
when he's sitting on a lot of lost profit, he's going to stop. But,
yeah.
that again, I don't think anybody cares that much. I don't fucking care that much. It's like let him do what
Right.
he's going to do. Like
Right.
whatever.
I mean,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I
So
mean that whole bit has like with the product dropping the way it has, those guys have disappeared for kind of like they're
yeah,
not
they're
really.
still
You can't flip.
yeah, you can. They do it all the time. Like especially low like yeah, lumberjack is still there, still buying
Yeah,
low
but I mean,
serial
again,
numbers,
yeah, I
still buying.
understand, but again, they're not like it used to be where you could just buy any $1 or $2 moment
Yeah.
and expect that you could flip that.
Oh yeah, no,
That's not there
yeah.
anymore.
The
I've
strategy is it is a dynamic strategy for the flippers for sure.
yes,
I'm
yes,
sure they ate a little shit on some of those dollar moments when they didn't
yes,
move and then just
yes.
kind
I've
of
seen them eat shit on a few of them, so it's like I've seen them
yeah,
selling at cost. So
yeah. Well, if they'd have hung on just a little bit longer, all those dollar moments are up to 2 now because of the burn challenge.
right,
So
whatever. Yeah.
should have
So
stuck with it there, boys. But we'll let them off the hook this time.
exactly.
All
Cool.
right.
Well, let's
Sounds
get out of
good.
here
Yeah.
so we can go argue about this some more.
Yeah, let's do it. Peace,
Later.
people.
Later.